I can't say good morning because it's technically noon. It's still morning on the East Coast or West Coast and Central Time Zone, so maybe I can still say good morning. Hello, family. How are you? Happy Monday. Happy 1st of August. I should say early August because it is the 2nd. My name is Cami Pentecost and I'm your Senior Vice President of Field Development. And today we are going to make a game plan for the month of August. And quite frankly, we're going to have short-term vision as we attack August, but we're going to have long-term vision as we get ready to close out the second half of the year. Good morning, good afternoon for some of you, especially if you're out in Europe. I'm so excited to have you on here with us today. We got lots to talk about, and we're gonna take care of business in a very short time here. So hopefully you had a chance to listen to the family call last night as Mike and Kyler went ahead and shared the announcements for August 1st. I think some of the most exciting for me was the continuation of the $100 loyal customer bonus program that you can weekly earn $100 for gathering 5 loyal customers in a week. Obviously, if you do 3, you get 20, and if you do 5, you get another 80 for a total of 100. And I know many of you are developing quite the stories, testimonies of what that's not only doing for people on your team, but new people joining your team. Adding that quick extra $100 weekly has been a game changer. So I'm excited that we're going to keep attacking the year with the strategy of gathering customers, building that residual income, obviously developing relationships and getting people on the product so that they can become testimonies for us as to how the products are benefiting their daily lives. And then in turn, we know that that's converting into business. As people get results, they're sharing it with everybody anyway. Why not get paid for it? And we know that when people are making some quick money out of the gate, it's just going to inspire others to jump on board too. So all good things. Excited to connect with you this morning. Go ahead and share this into your group pages. Tag your team. If you can't join us live, which if you are, go ahead and take a minute and introduce yourself. Where are you from? And are you watching this live? Drop a number 1. Otherwise, if you're catching us on the replay, drop a number 2. Still tell us where you're from. We're excited you're joining us and you're getting ready and geared up for the month ahead. I'm not going to take a lot of time to go through the housekeeping of the month's plan. You can go and check that out from the call last night with Kyler and Mike. You can also read in breaking news what's happening here in August. But one of the things that I wanted to definitely make sure we spend a little time on is the fact that you can definitely take advantage of that $100 loyal customer bonus again weekly. So be sure and do that. Also, we've got fall conference right around the table, right around the corner. And if you don't already have your ticket for fall conference, make sure you get that ticket. Make sure you plan on watching the event with others on your team. Host a watch party. That could be a group of 3 or 4. It could be a group of 100. Maybe you live in an area where you can meet and you could rent a room and that makes the most sense for your group. Maybe you're in an area where you are much more limited, and so having a few into your home is going to be an awesome way to watch the event with others so that you can, just dialogue, process together, share ideas together. And we just know It Works is all about friendships, fun, and freedom. And watching an event alone isn't as much fun or impactful. So make sure you at least catch it with a buddy. Also, what I'd love to do is for those of you who are hosting watch parties, virtually or in person, share what you're doing in the comments. Why? Because we can learn from each other. Maybe we've got some that are sitting here going, I'm not sure what to do, but they read your comment and it inspires them to do something on their own. So let's share those together. I'm also going to be dropping some posts on the VIP page and Road to VIP page to find out who is already doing that, so we can again collaborate and take advantage and make the most of this virtual event. And we just know there's so much power in proximity. And so while we cannot meet all together as an entire It Works family, we can meet together in smaller ways everywhere we are. And you know what? I truly believe we can get more people plugged into the event because of that opportunity, because we know that there were barriers to buying a plane ticket, and we know there were barriers to the hotel room. So there are no barriers anymore, and make sure you're watching it with someone, because I will tell you, I can promise and guarantee there is power in proximity. If you didn't catch my live last week, I believe it was Thursday night. Yes, Thursday night, I did a live on my Facebook wall. You can go back and catch it. And I gave you the 3 guarantees. I guaranteed 3 things when you join It Works. And I want you to go check those out, because there's, whether you've joined It Works or not, I think many of us need to hear those 3 things. So go catch that if you didn't catch that already. Just scroll down a little bit in my feed and you'll be able to watch that. It's so fun seeing so many of you jumping on here, saying hello and sharing how you're getting together for the fall conference. I think some of us we may not be the initiator of good ideas, but when we see a good idea, we think, gosh, I can do that too. So let's share what we're doing so that we can all take advantage of that fall event and maximizing that time together in the virtual world we're living in. So for those of you that are new, especially, you may not know this, every month we have what's called a game plan. And this month it's the August game plan. It's a goal sheet, and it comes with ideas and strategies for building your business. That you could implement to build your business this month. A question I've been getting a lot from many of our leaders and even young leaders, so top leaders and young leaders, are asking the question of duplication. Maybe they're having tons of enrollments, but they're not seeing a lot of duplication. And one thing I wanted to talk about today is there is no such thing as duplication without personal relationship. Now, you may get some duplication, but it's rare. You can get duplication, but it's typically going to come out of a relationship. I had a little phrase I was going to say, but it slipped my mind. So, there's just no shortcuts. Duplication isn't group calls. Duplication isn't just power hours. It really is that individualized attention relationship. And I know some of you get the relationship because somebody gets it, so the relationship follows. If you want people that aren't getting it, they're not having the light bulb moments, and they're not duplicating, to have any chance at all, you've got to forge a relationship. And sometimes that happens first, and then all of a sudden the light bulb goes on. And, as we break down color personalities, there's red, green, yellow, blue. We know red is a small percentage of our world population. We know they're much more likely to be blue and yellow, which means that relationship is vital. It's like oxygen to the duplication side of your business. And I just wanted to say that this morning, because I think sometimes in our efforts to grow quickly, we try to look for shortcuts, and that's just one of those things you can't shortcut. And no matter how hard you try, that is an integral part of this business. So with that said, we know in various areas around the world, we're in different sorts of lockdown. But for the most part, we're back to almost what it was like pre-pandemic, COVID virus coming into existence in our world. And so I want you to know there is an ability to get out there. There's abilities to get out there and make face-to-face connections with perfect strangers, reconnect with people we haven't seen in a while. And I just want you to know there is a PDF in your document library Blitz card. It's talk about Skinny Brew. Have you tried Skinny Brew? You could still use that card. It's printable. You can have it printed at printers near you. You could take a photo of it and use it as a text blitz when you meet someone. Say, hey, give me your number and I'll just send you over a coupon to try one of our top selling products, our Skinny Coffee. And so that you could do that with the cold brew, you could do that with Skinny Brew, you could do that with Keto Coffee. But the bottom line is you do have that coupon. And I find that a great way to introduce our product to everybody is with that card, with that coupon, and or with the samplers. We have those samplers too. And I know some of you are sending your own samples depending on where you live and what is offered in your market. But I also know many of us can introduce people to the coffee through samples and through that little coupon. And so I just wanted to remind you that that is in your eSuite. Heads up right now, we're starting, you've probably seen this, we're getting back to in-person events. And we've called them things like One Team, One Mission. We've called them things like, hey, come try It Works, come to a try it. A traditional kind of business presentation. And you're gonna start seeing us get really loud about influencer events. Now, if you've done pop-up shops before, get back out there, my friend. Pop-up shops are happening again. Again, it's another in-person approach to building your business, which I believe just carries such depth with it because of that relationship connection you're making, that human contact connection you're making in person, right? A lot harder to make that impression through social media. It just is. Doesn't make social media bad. It's just an opportunity for us to get some other ways that we're building our business out there. As a matter of fact, social media is really awesome. So I say all that to say to you, you've got your in-person traditional business meetings, come try it works. You've got your pop-up shop opportunities, but now you're going to start seeing us get loud about what we're calling influencer events, where they get to try the products, a lot of that sip and sampling, positioning, but also they're going to hear entrepreneur testimonies, people with side hustles, they're influencers, and you're going to see people sharing product testimonies. And I love that so many of our products are pretty. We can make mocktails, if you will, of our drinkable products. And it's just so pretty for social media. It's so great for sharing a bit of who It Works is. I think there are some people out there that truly think all we have is wraps. I do think there's other people out there that think all we have is coffee. And we know that not to be true. But we do have some amazing skinny wraps and skinny coffee, don't we? So with that being said, you're going to see us have a bit of a PowerPoint that you can adapt to the style that you want to host the event, whether it's different products than maybe what I would choose, or the various people that you're going to have sharing their stories at your event. And remember, we're all influencers. We all have influence. Obviously, some of us want a greater influence, but you got to start somewhere, right? You don't just come out of the womb with thousands of followers. Typically, you have to build that following, and that's what we get to teach you to do right here. And so a couple things I wanted to say to you. When I think of the month of August, I think it's still the kind of the dog days of the summer. We're getting to the end of the summer. Some of us have kids starting school in the next week or so. We've got others that their kids won't start until early September, but we know the next several weeks is going to bring transition into all of our lives. And as part of that transition, we still need to consistently build our business. That doesn't make it where the business can get set aside, or so is the ability to create income. That's going to be set down too. And a lot of times it's a lot harder to restart than it is just to remain consistent, so that then if you want to take it up a few notches when things get into a routine, that you can do that. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about, since we are in the dog days of summer, and there are a lot of things we're juggling, especially if you're a mom like me. I'm juggling the back to school. I'm juggling the finishing of summer things, juggling this incredible business, lots of travel. But you know what? It's my responsibility. It's 100% my responsibility, and I need to own that. That's not my upline's responsibility. That's not Mark, the owner's responsibility. That is not my downline's responsibility. I wore this shirt on purpose today because it says, be brave, be patient, be consistent. I want to tell you a story for a minute here about what happened to me this weekend, because for those of you that this is the first time you've joined us for one of our monthly coaching calls, perhaps you don't already follow me or know much about my story. I used to be in the field like you. I was in the field for about 12 years building my business like you do every day. I am a mom of 3, actually now 4. I'm in the process of adopting my 4th child. And very much a lover of basketball. As a matter of fact, pre-It Works, I was a school teacher and a basketball coach. So, I would say basketball is one of my first loves. And I have 3 boys and a girl, and all my boys love basketball. And my oldest has been a part of an AAU team. This is their 3rd season together. Now, their first season together was a little rough. We did win 1 championship, so that was fun. We won some games, but it was rough. Second season together, we had some kids that didn't come back out to the team. We had a core group of about 5 who have stuck with us for all 3 seasons. And while we have a couple key roles to fill on the team for next season, when you come in to see the game getting ready to be played, you don't look at our players and think, wow, they're going to be something. You don't. And we've had to build and earn respect. As a matter of fact, now we have a target on our back. People are talking about us online, offline. They're watching our games when their game isn't happening. They're bringing people onto their teams for tournaments they know they might play us. We've earned respect. But you know what? 3 years ago when we started, we had to trust the process. And that's what I want to tell you today. Trust the process. This business, you're going to have to be brave. You're going to have to try new things. You're going to have to get outside your comfort zone. In this business, you're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to put in the work, sometimes way more hours than you're seeing than you're being paid for or you're seeing the results of yet, but you have to trust the process, be patient. And last but not least, you must be consistent. Here we are, we just finished 4 months. We played over 40 games. That's like 2 seasons of basketball in 4 months. We lost 2 tough games in overtime yesterday. And the team we lost to won the championship, and we shouldn't have lost to them. And it was a hard pill to swallow when we lost, but that happens. So immediately when that happened, I had to start looking personally as a coach, what are areas that I missed? What are areas I need to get better so that the kids can be better and the team can be better? There's lots of questions you have to ask yourself about that. But at the end of the day, that loss that happened is going to by far equip us for the next season more than any win would have. It might not have given a spotlight to some of the areas we need to become more disciplined in. And the boys played hard. I am so proud of them. But it highlighted for us some opportunities to get better. And, we left saying, okay, our season is done. Our summer ball AAU season is done. Their school season is going to happen soon. But, this is something where they get a choice. Are they going to get better? Are they going to put in the time to do the things that they need to do to get better? And I even said to some of them, you may not even know where you need to get better. So ask. I'm going to say that to you. You may have been with us for a little while. You're feeling stuck. You're feeling frustrated. Again, it's not your upline's job. It's not your team's job. This is your job. It's your business. You are 100% responsible. You're going to have to be brave. You're going to have to be patient and trust the process. But most important, you have to be consistent. Just like we said to these boys, you got to be out there shooting. You got to be ball handling. This is something where you get to work on the skills needed to be successful in this business. You're going to have to be consistent. You're going to have to try new things, and you're going to have to be patient as you trust the process. Are you going to see some immediate wins? Absolutely. When some of you say to me, I had a great enrollment month, but I'm not seeing it yet in my check. That's because you have to be patient. You have to trust the process. You don't sign up 3 people in the month of July and expect them to be diamond tomorrow. But you are going to have to put in the hard work. You are going to have to be consistent in holding them accountable, making sure they're getting their KPIs done, helping them message, getting on 3-way calls, helping them talk to their prospects. There's no shortcuts. And that's what I want you to know. There's no shortcuts. Now, there was a tweet went out about our team this weekend. And when that went out, I thought, I cannot wait to talk to my It Works team about that tweet, because it reminds me so much so of our job in this business. Number one, I'm just going to it basically said, the Spartans are 7 players. There's 7 players that aren't going to out-jump you. I'm telling you, we are not the most athletic kids in that room, in the building, in the gym, but we will outwork you. And the synergy of our team dynamics, the chemistry that we have, by far serves us better than any one player superstar, because we have so much chemistry and we work together, the teamwork. And I do want to tell you that you absolutely have to work hard. You don't have to be the most talented, eloquent speaker, best photos on social media. You're getting hung up on the wrong things if you think that's what needs to happen. But what you do need to do is you need to have the work ethic. And I'm telling you, the teamwork makes it a whole lot more fun. You have to have the patience, and you have to have the consistency, and then trust the process. The work you're doing right now is probably going to be about a good 18 months before you really see the results of the work you're doing right now. Now, for those of you telling me, yeah, but I put in 15, 20 this month. Okay, great. But again, there might be a few quick little wins you get, but the majority of the wins are going to come down the road. You have to trust the process. And so the skills that we're teaching you at Fall Conference, the skills we're teaching you on these monthly coaching calls aren't skills that are going to necessarily take you from 0 to hero overnight. It's not going to take you from ruby to diamond overnight. It's not going to help you re-qualify if you've lost rank. Maybe you're at presidential, but you've lost rank to diamond. It's not even going to get you to presidential overnight. But when you consistently make a decision to work hard and trust the process, I can promise you 12 months, 18 months, 2 years down the road, you're going to start seeing big payoff for that consistency and that perseverance. You got to be brave in this business. You got to be patient. and you got to be consistent. Why do I keep saying be brave? Because this business is going to push you outside your comfort zone. It's going to cause you to try things you've never done before. It's going to cause you to do things that maybe you said, I didn't sign up for that. But if you signed up for the results of what this business can bring you, then you are going to want to take the steps to get outside your comfort zone, try new things so that you can experience the benefits of that. And I'm telling you, what has gotten you to wherever you're at in this business is not going to get you that next level, especially for any of you that have experienced any kind of success. This business has this strange way of keeping you on your toes so that you're constantly trying new things, willing to be flexible and pivot and adjust as things change. Obviously, social media changes. The way we work and do business changes. The way we do life. Heck, we've been quarantined for a year and a half, and now we get to start getting back out into public with people, and yet that's not the same for all of us, right? Every market we are in, that looks a little different. So it is August. It is the 7th month. That's not true. It's the 8th month of the year. We are well into the second half of the year. For those of you that I work personally with, I challenged you in July to bring 3 new people into this business, lock arms with them, become best friends with them, and teach them how to go Ruby. I didn't say build them to Ruby. That's not teaching them. That's like feeding someone, expecting that they know how to go out and prepare dinner the next day when they didn't prepare the dinner, they just got fed. You got to teach them the steps. And if you can really help 3 people go Ruby by fall conference, do you know what you're positioning yourself for as you head in to the last part of the year and then the first part of the year? Because I am telling you, you may say, oh, Christmas, Thanksgiving, that's a hard part of the year. That's not a hard part of the year. That's just, it depends what you believe. Whatever you believe to be so will be so. But when a new person joins, they don't see it being hard. They're just excited. They got a whole wealth of connections that have yet to hear about it works. You get to help them introduce it works, the products, the business. It's like they have zero idea. So don't put that belief in their mind when that's not facts. That might be something that's been happening to you, but you might need to check your belief and your work ethic. Again, you guys, I'm telling you, you got to be consistent with this business and trust the process. If you're consistent, steps to success every month, and you are continuing to teach those people how to do the steps themselves, you are teaching them how to gather customers, you're showing them, you're doing 3-way calls with them and presentations, you're meeting with them regularly, helping to accomplish KPIs individually and together, I promise you, you trust that process and the results are going to be unimaginable because you're putting in the time, you're being consistent, and you're being patient as you trust the process. So my question to you right now is, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you try? Said you got to be brave, right? You got to try new things. If you knew you couldn't fail with this business, what would you try in this business? Who would you reach out to? Who would you ask to join you? Who would you say, hey, I'd love to give you the presentation of what I do? If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you try? Maybe you'd start trying to go live on social media. Maybe you would start doing some influencer events or pop-up shops, or when you meet people in person, you'd be willing to share that coupon to introduce them to It Works. What would you try if you knew you couldn't fail? This business is 100% your responsibility. It is. And it's always really beneficial when you have a great upline. It's always really beneficial when you have a team that's working as well, but it's no guarantee, it's no promise. And I can promise you this, just because you don't have that happening doesn't mean you can't be successful. That's the bottom line. And there's been far too many that have already been successful without a good upline, without a great team, and far too many more that will be. That's not an excuse. One of the messages that you're going to hear at Fall Conference is no excuses. Got to take away excuses. Because, I think collectively we went through some really major obstacles this last year and a half, 2 years. But most recently, I would say each one of us carry our own obstacles in the privacy of our own home, in the privacy of our own families, health, family dynamics, work, income, finances, whatever the case might be. But the reality is that knowing that we're going to have that going on, what are you going to do anyways? And my recommendation to you is that you remain consistent with building your business and you be patient as you trust the process of the results to come. I used to say on a regular basis, it's a lot of work right now for a little bit of return, a little bit of money. But eventually, whether it's still a lot of work or less work, it's going to be for a whole lot more money because you're going to really have that duplication, that team, breeding more team, if you will. So there's going to be obstacles. You got to be no excuses. And that starts right now in the month of August. You're 100% responsible for your mindset. You're 100% responsible for the success of your business. And that's not something to scare you or intimidate you, but it's just, sometimes I think we are so stuck when we think it's our upline's job or our team's not producing and therefore we can't be successful. We got to remove those obstacles, those excuses from our vocabulary and really take ownership for what's possible right now with our business. And again, fall conference is going to be huge. It's going to give you, it's going to equip you in a lot of ways to help you be successful in your business. Now, I'm starting a challenge today. You're going to see this go out on all my social media. I cannot wait to see who of you decide to join me in this 6-week challenge. I'm going to read you a little something to help you understand, but do you want to get more out of life? I do. Who doesn't, right? Okay, so if we get up every day and rather than trying to be blessed, we do everything in our power to bless somebody else, guess what happens? We get more than we could ever even imagine. So here's the challenge. For 6 weeks, we're going to wake up in the morning and not think about what we can get. We're going to think about what we can give, how we can encourage, how we can bless someone else. Maybe it is paying for the person in line behind me. Maybe it is, helping a neighbor mow their lawn. Maybe it is sending a message to somebody to just let them know that we're thinking about them. Who can we, when we wake up, instead of saying, I wonder if anybody's going to encourage me today, wake up and go, who can I encourage today? Is anybody going to help me figure out dinner tonight? Who could I help figure out dinner? You see what I'm saying? We have a lot of those types of questions, and we're always looking out for ourselves. That part's not hard. But what if we start trying to be a blessing to others instead of saying, it's my turn to be blessed? And I just want you to know that in 6 weeks, those of us that really take this challenge seriously are going to see great dividends, right? Is that what you say? A great return. I'm going to do it. I'm going to show it live on my stories. If you're not following me on Instagram and Facebook, make sure you are. I'm going to show what I'm doing daily as much as possible to show you how I'm waking up to be a blessing to others rather than waking up and going, who's going to bless me? Who's going to serve me? What about me? Sometimes it's even just, what about me? Instead, we can wake up and think about others. I promise you, it's going to change everything from perspective to shift to even, I think so often when we take the focus off ourselves and we put it on others, we get much bigger return than had we just focused on ourselves the whole time. So that's going to be my challenge. And I'm challenging you to get on board with me. We'll come up with a hashtag. It might be, hashtag be a blessing or hashtag be a blessing challenge, but we'll get that together. And when you see that, you can jump right on. I hope you do, because I really believe just a few of these small tweaks can help us make the world a difference in our business building endeavors. And it's the second half of the year, y'all. The year's gonna be done before we know it. And as I think about the kids this weekend, the question was, what are you gonna do to get better every day? Be consistent, be patient, trust in the process, and in all you do, be brave, because this will test you. It will cause you to get outside your comfort zone. It will require you to try new things and be comfortable with being uncomfortable. But that's a positive thing, not a negative thing. And so many of us are stronger than we think we are. And when we truly take ownership for the success of our business, now we are empowered, not disempowered, because we feel like it's somebody else's responsibility. It's nobody else's responsibility. Any extra help they give, support, encouragement, that's just icing on the cake. It's our responsibility. It's our dreams. It's our goals. And the cool thing is, what I loved about going after my goals and my dreams is I couldn't get it without helping others. So listen, we all get a choice. We can be brave, we can be patient, we can be consistent. It's a choice. I know that's a choice I'm going to make. I'm going to trust the process. I've seen such a transformation in the boys that we were coaching in just 3 years. That happened in my business. Just 3 years in my business, I saw such a transformation, but it was that daily decision to be committed to the process that got me to ambassador, black diamond and beyond. It wasn't, I'll give it 6 months. It wasn't so-and-so's not helping like they said they would, or like I think they should. It was taking 100% responsibility for what I wanted and then doing the work that needed to be done to get there. That's my wish for you. So print off your game plan if you haven't already. Excited to see everybody work towards completing their steps to success. We're all going to get one regardless. Lots of things on the table, including the $100 customer bonus. And I would just want to encourage you to get after it this month. Get paid $100 all 4 weeks. Get your team getting paid. Start a club. Have some fun. Celebrate the wins along the way, big and small. Especially the small, because if you keep celebrating the small wins, you're going to start getting big wins. It's just a matter of time. Trust the process. Trust the process. I believe in you guys. Have a great day. And if you haven't already shared this into your team page, or if you haven't already tagged a few of your team, be sure to do that before you jump off. I'm excited. It's going to be a big month. Let's have some fun.